Hello. Hello. Let's try this again. Hello. Hello. Is it Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday. I am so sorry about that. All I did was move my mic to adjust it, and everything went to shit. So I was just doing my best to try and fix it. And hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully. So, but hello Jade, hello Antonia, hello. Welcome in. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Depart for adventure. I don't need the rules. I've played this game many a time before. I'm going back to the original Mario Party. Nothing wrong with that. I played a lot of Mario Party 3 and I have no problems playing Mario Party 3. We'll do this. Yeah, I got no problems playing Mario Party 3. It's just sometimes, you want something different. The heart wants what the heart wants. I don't know where to go, though. Tropical Island, sure. 50 turns in Mario Parties 1 and 2 usually aren't a big deal, so let's do it. Yeah, that was just It's crazy how that wasn't the first time that's happened. Like, I just move my mic and then everything just explodes. So, I don't know. It's fine. And like the last several times I've had to adjust my mic, everything's been fine. But of course, the one time. It's okay though. Roll with it. Watermelon Island, Cantaloupe Island. We can't get married on Cantaloupe Island because you can't elope. But here we are. Yeah, Peachy. We are Princess Peach on the Yoshi. I usually play as Yoshi on Yoshi's Tropical Island, but you know what? The heart wants what the heart wants, man. First star is over on that side. That's Cantaloupe. So we can't get married over there, which is a little sad, but also I remember every turn, message too fast. Ta-da. Do, 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 do. Bruh! You give me a minus block on the first go? That's crazy. Nope. Nope, we're Marbury 1 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, Bowser's over here, but also I gotta pay. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Happening. Let's know. No matter what, I go see Bowser. I'm just screwed either way. Yoshi! I'm just going to places where it has the best music, honestly, and you know what? It's a vibe. It is a total vibe. Alright, so how was everyone's weekend? My weekend consisted of grocery shopping, wrestling, and a lot of Pokemon. Cause last Friday was Pokemon Day, the 27th of February. And right after the presents, Fire Red and Leaf Green were released. And we had pre-ordered both Fire Red and Leaf Green, and we were playing together. And we both had a lot of fun. We both had a lot of fun with Fire and Leaf Green. We are both right before the Elite Four. So we've reached Indigo Plateau, and we are quote-unquote ready to take on the Elite Four. We're both kind of not super confident in our abilities to take on the Elite Four, because, like, it is pretty tough. If you're, like, 100% unprepared, like, it is definitely tough. So, and both our teams look wildly different. We ended up picking the same starter. Oh shit, I was looking at Yoshi! Oh my god, my brain is messed up today. It's fine. It's fine, it's fine. I was looking right at Yoshi and I was wondering what was going on. I was like, haha, Peach fell off the edge. Joke's on me. The joke is on me. But yeah, both our teams look wildly different. And I don't even have a full team of 6. Because it's like, I don't even know what to do for my 6th guy. I had no idea. I just got no idea what to do with my 6th guy. Because, let's see. Vegeto's team, we both picked Bulbasaur. So we both have a Venusaur in our party. He's got Venusaur, Nidoking, Snorlax, Primeape, Jinx, and Zapdos. That's his team. My team, I've got Venusaur. Venusaur, Golem, Ninetales, Vaporeon, and Dodrio. And then a Meowth that knows pickup that has gotten me a couple nuggets. So that is my team. And it's like, I don't even know what to do for that last 6 slot on my team. Like, I don't even know if I need it. Hello, Blue. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. Gotta run errands and get lunch, so I'll be gone for a bit. No worries, Blue. No worries. Hello. You have fun on your errands, and I hope they go well. Ow. That hammer drop mishap was catastrophic for me. I don't have any money. I don't have any money. But yeah, also taking advantage of Gen 3 mechanics is kind of nice at times. But the general consensus with like Gen 3 mechanics, right? Well, before the physical special split, physical and special moves were determined by the move type. And they may have done goofed on one of them. Well, 2 of them. They made Ghost physical and Dark special. And it should have been the other way around. And like, literally everyone knows this. Ghost should have been special and Dark should have been physical, but it is not. It is not. So, that's like really the only workaround. And, it's really funny because like my only way to deal with, Psychic at all, like at all period, is, the move Bite on Vaporeon. And the only reason I have it like that is because, hey, I know Dark type is special. Even though it's not really high power, it's like what, 60 power, I think? It's not very high power, but it's something. It's better than nothing. But also, you hit most psychic types with something physical, and they crumble. They die. And also, I have gotten stupid lucky with the Dodrio I have. Because I found it as a Doduo in the Safari Zone. You know, just going on catching Pokemon, filling up my decks to get, you know, the items and everything. And this Doduo I caught really was the chosen one. I have, like, the best nature for it. I had a Jolly nature on it, which I think is plus speed minus special attack. Dodrio's physical. So it just works. Hello, DA. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. So, and I have Tri-Attack on Dodrio, which is like its main method of like normal type damage, and Tri-Attack's pretty solid. And I have gotten some clutch status conditions with Tri-Attack. It is insane. There was one Giovanni fight where I managed to paralyze Kangaskhan, and it was fully paralyzed and didn't touch me at all, which was nice. I managed to get a freeze on Sabrina's Alakazam. That was insane. That one was literally insane. So, this Dodrio that I have is, pretty special, I'd say. And a lot of my team's been pretty clutch in certain situations, so hopefully they can continue to be clutch in the Elite Four, but who's to say? Who's to say, really? I know I am underleveled because all my team is level 48 going into the Elite Four, and I know that is very much lowballing it. That is lowballing it heavily. And Vegito is trying to get his team up to level 50 before he takes it on. It's like, I probably should do that, but it's like, I feel like I'm gonna have the same kind of luck regardless of what I do. So I guess we'll just see what happens. Alright, we are Peach. I have to remember I am Peach. Yeah! Dang it! No! My money. Mario. Just leave me alone. Oh my god, I can't punch him for shit. My god, that was awful. You got pulled over earlier today. Oh my goodness. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. Because the closest I've been to getting pulled over happened about a year ago. It was on Riley's birthday, I think. I think it was on her birthday last year. And I was taking Allie to school, and I pulled off to the side of the road to drop her off. And, you know, she got out of the vehicle, closed the door, and I was about to just peel off. And I look over to my left to check for vehicles, and there's a cop literally right there motioning for me to roll down my window. So I roll down my window, and he talks to me, says, "Hey, I was gonna pull you over, but your driver's side taillight is out. Thought you should know that." It's like, okay, I'll get it taken care of as soon as possible. It's like, I appreciate him, you know, telling me, and that's something I would get pulled over for. But, yeah, I feel like don't open your sentence with, "I was going to pull you over, but..." That's not, like, totally not fear-inducing at all. Like, totally not. And the pasta is okay for now. But I have been in vehicles where they have been pulled over. I've been the passenger for times the driver has been pulled over, but I, as the driver, have never been pulled over. Sure, I'll take my chances over here. Ooh, 40? That's insane. That's a high number. 40 is a crazy number. And my pasta is doing okay. Alright, I can deal with this. We are turning this around right away in the beginning. Okay. Alright, let's go. Whack a plant! There we go. We are locked in. Oh, can't get that one in time. It's okay. Mess, 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 mess. I'm a mess, 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 mess. I'm a mess, but we're still the best. Dress fearless, say yes. We don't dress to impress. Wow, what was that? What was that? How did I? Why was my depth perception stupid? Why? Ugh. Oh well, it's fine. I got 32 coins. I can't complain. We are turning it around. Because Whack-A-Plant is a very good minigame to get some money. Get some moolah, get some dough. Alright. Do 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 do. Alright. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Fire Red Leaf Green lately. Playing with my husband. He's playing Fire Red, I am on Leaf Green. And of course, since we have, you know, the Switch 2 and the Switch, we are able to trade with each other, which is how I have a golem. Which is how I have a golem. For the longest time in the beginning of the adventure, it's really just been my Venusaur and my my Bulbasaur slash Ivysaur and my Geodude slash Graveler for a while. Okay. But and then later I got the free Eevee. I got the free Eevee, and I had just caught Vulpix, so I was kind of going back and forth because because you get the Eevee in Celadon. Welcome back, DA. You get the free Eevee in Celadon, And I immediately went to buy both a Water Stone and a Fire Stone, because I knew I was going to need a Fire Stone for Vulpix. And I immediately evolved Eevee into Vaporeon. And if anyone ruins Vaporeon right now, you will be timed out or banned. Just saying. That rule has been in effect for like 2 years now, since I played Pokemon XD. Speaking of XD, I haven't really talked about the Pokemon Presents, because I was given some time for people who hadn't watched it yet. So maybe we can talk a little bit about it. It's been a few days, so I'm sure a lot of people already know a lot about it. So a few things, a lot of the mobile stuff, which I don't really do, but it's still really cool for the people who do. We're getting Pokemon XD on the GameCube online, on the Switch 2, sometime this month, which is exciting. Part of me is like, where's Coliseum? We were already... There's the rule. Yeah, it's like we were promised Coliseum whenever they announced the GameCube for the Switch 2. But like, hey, XD is like the better game, you know? But it's like, Coliseum's still important to the lore too, because XD is the sequel to Coliseum. But XD is also the origin of Cha-Cha. I always love explaining this because it's so funny and cute. Because like, Riley always calls Teddiursa Cha-Cha. And the reason for that is, when I streamed Pokemon XD, so Pokemon XD and Coliseum, the whole thing is everything's a trainer battle. And your goal is to capture your opponent's shadow Pokemon by stealing them. And I held the button to do a longer jump. My goodness, I'm just off my game today. How would I ruin Vaporeon? Let's keep it that way. If you don't know, good. Keep it that way. I always worry about some bro coming in, because when I played XD and used Vaporeon, it was at the height of the whole ruining Vaporeon thing, and I didn't want some guy seeing, oh hey, this person's using Vaporeon, did you know this about Vaporeon? And I was like, no, I'm not dealing with it. So anyway, back to like how Coliseum and XD work. They're shadow Pokemon, you try to take them, and you have to use them in battle to lower their heart gauge to empty, to be able to purify them and make them become regular Pokemon. The shadow Pokemon can either listen to you or not listen to you in battle. And the very first shadow Pokemon in Pokemon XD is a Teddiursa. So I caught this Teddiursa and then use it in the double battle, and it kept going into reverse mode, which reverse mode was essentially like hyper mode, I think, in Coliseum, but it's called reverse mode in XD. And it would go into reverse mode constantly. And I was like, oh my god, it was kind of frustrating in a way, but like I kept making Cha-Cha slide references, like reverse, 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 slide to the left, slide to the right. You know, I kept making Cha-Cha slide references, and it just kept happening and happening and happening and happening. And then once I got to purify this Teddiursa, once you purify a Pokemon, you get to nickname it. And so the nickname for Teddiursa became Cha-Cha, and that it just stuck. It just stuck. So now you see Teddiursa anywhere, that is not Teddiursa, that is Cha-Cha. I don't make the rules, man. So yeah, but XD's coming out this month on the GameCube. I've already streamed it once, but I don't know, it's been a minute. I remember the tried and true duo for Coliseum was Wespion and Eucalyptus. The duo for XD was Don't Ruin It and Cha-Cha.
I'm a mess, 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 mess.
I'm a mess, 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 mess. I'm a mess in distress, but we're still the best dressed here. Let's say yes, we don't dress to impress. So that was the duo for Coliseum and XD. What else? They're really for it being Pokemon's 30th anniversary, honestly, the Pokemon Presents was a little mid. It was honestly kind of mid overall. Because it's like, I kind of expected more stuff, but it's a lot of like just little updates for like all the mobile things. Which, you know, I guess that's kind of how the progression of Pokemon has been. You know, there's more like cute little free-to-play mobile games or whatever. So it's like, but like that stuff I don't really do. I don't do Pokemon Go when it, you know, was first launched 10 years ago, which that's crazy. I did get it at first, but then I ran out of Pokeballs and I didn't know how to get more. And then I just stopped playing it. And then after like maybe 2 years of not playing it, I just deleted the app off my phone. So yeah, I stopped playing Pokemon Go after a while. Still from Yoshi. Yoshi has the most money. But the biggest thing with the Pokemon Presents was the announcement of Gen 10 Pokemon Winds and Pokemon Waves. Now, I understand that there had been leaks, Gen 10 leaks for a long time. I understand that completely. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, give me all money, thank you. But like, I didn't want to pay attention to any of that at all. Like, if you're leaking information like that it's like a pretty big deal, I ain't gonna pay attention to you. I'm not the target audience for your leaks. I don't eat it up, you know? I don't. I stay away from it. Like, I'm allergic. Get that away from me. But like, so I'd heard the name Winds and Waves float around just from the leaks. And I have been fortunate enough to kind of avoid that side of the internet. Some people, not so much. But, what are leaks? Leaking information. I'm a mess, 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 mess. I'm a mess in distress, but we're still the best dressed. Dear, let's say yes, we don't dress to impress. Leaks are essentially just giving out information that should be kept a secret. Like gossip, I guess you can say. But yeah, there's been a lot of like leaks about Gen 10 out there on the internet that I just did not want to pay attention to at all. But yeah, we got the Gen 10 announcement, and I was expecting a holiday 2026 release, but it being a 2027 release, I'm like, ooh, they're gonna make sure it's a good one, I guess. So, or maybe it won't be a holiday release, you know, it's, who knows? And they showed off the starters. And I actually really like these starters. I haven't seen any lick of hate for any of them. I've seen, and I haven't really seen any like overabundance of love for one or the other one. But I think this will be a good starter trio. I think it'll be. How did Yoshi get 1 more point than me and Luigi? That is crazy. Like, how? I don't understand. But anywho. We have Brout, the grass little chicken thing. We have, Gekwa, the little water Gecko. And then we have Pokemon's favorites, Pombon. It is really adorable, I will say. And also, this is the first time we've had a dog starter. Which is crazy that it took 10 generations to do that, but hey, we have a dog. A doggo, it's a little Pomeranian, it's so cute. It's so cute. But yeah, the Gen 10 starters. Of course, I usually lean towards water type starters anyway, and anytime I play a Pokemon game for the first time, I usually go for the water starter. Because that's just, I like water types. There's nothing wrong with water types, man. So, I'm excited. I am relatively excited for Gen 10 and to see what direction it goes. So, don't pay attention. That's fair. So, but yeah, like my corner of the internet that I am currently residing in, I haven't really seen too much negative stuff. I've seen people talk about the negative things, but I haven't seen the negative talk on my timeline at all. So, I have the key! I have the key to victory. This is my key. This is mine. I am in charge. See what happens when you put the lady in charge? She just goes right to the door. See? Look at that. Yeah! Yeah! Okay. Trying to think. Yeah, like, if anyone's watched the Pokemon Direct and seen the new starters, what do you guys think? Now, I think I've seen, like, the most quote-unquote hate for Gekwa, but it's really unwarranted. And I think I've seen a lot of the people are up in a tizzy about, like, its design looking feminine, and it's like, when have we ever had a, like, why is it an issue when it's a specific Pokemon that looks feminine, but, like, other Pokemon that specifically look feminine aren't a problem? Is it because you guys aren't attracted to it? Like, what? What's going on? Because, like, you cannot look me dead in the eyes and say, why are all these water type starters becoming so feminine? And it's like, you can't complain about that while simultaneously loving Gardevoir and Lopunny. Like, you cannot do that. And also, male Gardevoirs have always existed. They added Gallade later. You can still get a male Gardevoir. So, like, yes, it does look feminine. Damn it. But there's, like, nothing wrong with a, you know, somewhat feminine design on things. There's nothing wrong with it. So, like, that's, like, really the only, like, quote-unquote criticism I have seen over all of the starters. But, like, again, there's nothing wrong with something looking somewhat feminine. You know? It's like, I like all the water type starters, and a lot of them are, like, based on other things. And I've also seen people like, oh, they don't look like Pokemon anymore. Well, what's a Pokemon supposed to look like? What's a Pokemon supposed to look like? We've always had, like, little humanoid Pokemon. You know, there's Pokemon of all kinds. There's animals, humanoids, objects. Like, what even? What? Thank you. I saw Mario and Luigi's eyes start bugging out first. I'm like, what? Nope, that's not right. So, yeah, I've also seen some theories on, not like what the final evolution will be, but rather like the type combination that it could be. I just know everyone wants Pombon to stay on all fours because we have had several times we have had a Pokemon start on all fours, but then they become bipedal at the end of it. Like, no! Stay on all four legs, my guy. But it's also really funny how Sprigatito was like the clear favorite and from Pokemon themselves. And everyone's like, yeah, grass cat. And then it ended up being bipedal. But then, funny enough, there was Fuecoco starts bipedal and then becomes one that goes on all four, so it did the opposite. So it's like, please, just let them stay on all fours. So, yeah. That's really what people want. Give the people what they want! So, like, the type combos I have seen float around, I've seen people, have a grass fighting for Brout for its final evolution, which is a possibility because the region is, even just from the trailer, you can pick up that the region is based off of Southeast Asia. I've seen, in terms of like kind of going back on reports and the leaks and everything, I've heard Indonesia specifically, but I think it might be a collective of bits and pieces of Southeast Asia, which I think is pretty cool. I think it's really cool. I love seeing these Pokemon regions just based off of, real world things, just to kind of see how, culture gets implemented and everything. I think it's cool. So, and I know cockfighting. I mean, that's what it's called. It's called cockfighting. I know, I've heard that was, I don't know, pretty prevalent in Southeast Asia. I think Indonesia specifically. So people are kind of like leaning towards grass fighting for Brout for the final evolution, which I mean, would be pretty cool. The second time we've seen grass fighting, possibly. The theory is we will finally be getting a Fire Fairy type for Pombon, which that's a type combo we have not seen yet. Because I saw a list the other night of unused type combos in Pokemon, and there's, I want to say 9 or 10 type combos that have not been used yet. And one of them is Fire Fairy. I think 4 of them were like normal type combinations, like normal bug, normal something. I know normal bug was one of them. One of the combos I happened to see, which would be really, really interesting to see it done, I would really like to see and have it pulled off really well, the Ice Poison type. Because that's a combo that hasn't been used yet, and I think that'd be really fun. Also, what's crazy is there's no Bug Dragon. We need a Bug Dragon, Game Freak. Come on. And we could have had a Bug Dragon for a Flygon Mega, potentially, but no. There had been plans for a Flygon Mega way back, and then they scrapped it. Uh-oh. Sorry, had a pretty important phone call to take, so... Alright. I was, like, kind of half paying attention. Just autopilot. Yeah, I was talking about, potential, like, type combos. Pokemon. Oh, yeah, that's right, it's Bowser. It's Bowser! It's Yowza Bowza. I'm bad at this one. I'm terrible at hitting them. No! Oh my god. No! Luigi has like 1 coin to his name. Not anymore! Hello, Froslo. Hello, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. Hashtag abandoned. I'm filing a complaint. No, don't do that. Sorry. Sometimes you have to take an important phone call. Anywho, I was talking about the Pokemon Direct. The Pokemon Presents that happened the other day. Okay, so we are going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going this way. Send me to the Shadow Realm. Go ask another 8-ball. And I'm just now seeing the earlier answer. No, I'm not going to the Shadow Realm. Sorry. I have to stay here. There's more I have left to live for. Okay? Yeah, we were talking about the new Pokemon, the new starters, and like unused type combos. Because like the theory floating around is Pombon will eventually become the first Fire Fairy type. Not me. Okay, good. And that'd be really, really cool. I want to see an Ice Poison type. I think it'd be dope. We also need a Bug Dragon. Which again, could have been Flygon, but Game Freak said, lol, no. Because they tried to design Mega Flygon, but it got scrapped. Give us Mega Flygon, Game Freak. Give it to us. Give it to us! Yeah, I want to say like 4 unused type combos have normal attached to it. I think normal ice, normal bug. Shoot. It was normal something and normal something. I don't remember what they were. But yeah, Bug Dragon was one, Ice Poison was another, Fairy Ground was another one that hasn't been used, which is kind of crazy. I love to see kind of like maybe like an earthy spirit type thing. No! 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 Biffed it. Luigi, shoot. No. We're against the green team. No, we're against. No! Damn, bad. So 2 new totally super interesting games that were announced. Ooh. What are they? We saw, me and Vegito, we saw, shit, what was it called? And it was like making me cry. It was 100% making me cry. I'll see it in my searches, I think. My Little Puppy. That got announced for Switch. I think it's on Steam now for like 25 bucks, I think. But I think it got announced for Switch. And like just seeing the trailer of it was like making me cry. It was making me cry. And the little doggos are so cute. The little corgi. But yeah, there was an indie showcase on Nintendo, I think this morning. I'm not like super big into like indie games. I keep an eye on things, and it's like I would like to play some, but like nothing really like completely captures my attention. So it's not like I'm completely against indie games, it's just I don't have a chance to because like nothing grabs at me. So I have to like look up all the unused types because I cannot think of them right now. Pokemon unused type combos. Okay, yeah, normal ice, normal bug, normal rock, normal steel. And then Fire Fairy, Ground Fairy, Rock Ghost hasn't been used, which that's surprising to me. And then Ice Poison and Bug Dragon. Those are the unused types. So, how many times are we gonna have to play Facelift? How many times are we gonna do this, old man? Man. Ah! Grab the eyebrow, please. Thank you. Bloop. And boop. There we go. Anywho. So yeah, I would love to see at least maybe one or two of these types. Because I understand, like, with having these type combos left over, you really got to think of the design first and foremost. I feel like sometimes the design comes first and the typing comes second. Which could be possible in how they design Pokemon. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a developer at Game Freak. I don't know. But, like, you know, I would love to see a sick-ass Ice Poison type. I would love to see one. Just believe in Joe Henry. Yeah, stop trying to send me to the Shadow Realm. Again, I have things to do. I still haven't beaten Leaf Green. Because yeah, we're both at Victory Road. Or not Victory Road. We're at the plateau. Sorry, locking in. Ta-da! Dun, 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 dun. And, like, designing something with, like, you know, specifics in mind definitely can be challenging. I remember, my brain's thinking back to something I remember Blue saying. Because, whenever she writes, fight scenes, she has to, like, look at it first, and then has to describe what she's looking at. Like, you know, seeing it, you know, in the webcomic form, and then, like, kind of translating it, or, you know, has to, like, see it. Which for me, like, sometimes it just kind of happens, and, like, I visualize it, and some people are like, before I draw it, I have to see it written out to know what's going on. So it's kind of like on the flip side. It's like, if you're like designing a specific Pokemon, would you go design first, type later, or know what type you're designing for ahead of time and then go off of that? So I do kind of wonder how all that works. He died. Alright, Coin Star Flower! Alright. But yeah, like, overall, the Pokemon Presents overall, it did feel kind of mid. The best thing about it was the announcement of Winds and Waves, honestly. Um, but like other than that, it's just kind of stuff I don't really care about. And I've seen some people mention that like it does kind of feel like it's been meh for a while because like there's no like spin-off games. We got like Mystery Dungeon, you know, but like that's it, you know? But like no like new real good spin-off games like a Coliseum or XD or anything. So, you know, it's just like we have like the mainline stuff and then mobile free-to-play stuff. You know, it's just like kind of honestly. What? I'm just going everywhere. What's happening? I don't know, man. So, but if it was like just the trailer for Winds and Waves, my excitement level would be up. But just like having that combined with everything else for the 30th anniversary of Pokemon, it just felt very underwhelming, if I'm gonna be completely real with you. Like, I am hyped for Gen 10, do not get me wrong. Because I love Pokemon. Pokemon is great and fantastic. Again, it's not without its problems, but like, I can love something and still be critical of it. You know? So, but like, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where it goes. It is also really funny how in the trailer, they showed like 2 or 3 different windmills running perfectly fine. Just right out the get-go. It's so funny. Because, you know, the famous artisan windmill going at 4 frames a second. Oh man, it was so funny. It was so funny. And also the Pokemon social media team has been killing it this last week. They have been killing it, on fire. And there's one reply to a tweet that they had. It was from the original tweet was from IGN, and they had like screenshots of some of the areas that they showed. And I was like, oh, that's a lot of water. And the official Pokemon Twitter account replied 7.8 out of 10. And I'm like, oh, they've been holding on to that one for a long while. And even yesterday, they posted a reference to a Twitch Plays Pokemon that was 12 years ago, mind you. Because they had a Fire Red Leaf Green, you know, like Hall of Fame team, and they're like, rate my team, and it was, shit, what's all the Pokemon? It was like a Pidgeotto, the Omastar, Venomoth, shit, what all was there? I don't remember. I'm not like super duper familiar with the Twitch Plays Pokemon lore, but like I know about it. I did retweet. Yeah, Pidgeotto, Omastar, Zapdos, Venomoth, Nidoking, and Lapras was the entire Twitch Plays Pokemon team. And there were like, it was posted to YouTube first, because that's how I originally discovered it, and then later they tweeted it, they put it on Twitter, and some of the replies, you can tell which ones are kind of the tongue-in-cheek, which ones are kind of playing it off like, yeah, this is a joke on purpose, or the ones that like genuinely had no idea, because like at a glance I looked at it and I'm like, they boxed the starter. But then the more I like looked at each Pokemon, I'm like, oh my god, this is Twitch Plays Pokemon. And like, it clicked. Which is still really amazing that they even referenced it in the first place. And it's also crazy, like, it was 12 years ago. And like, there's people that don't understand what it was referencing. Because a lot of people were like, why would you box a starter? Like, what is this? This is a terrible team, and stuff like that. It's like, oh my god, they really don't know the lore. They don't know about Lord Helix. They don't know. Which is insane to me that people may not know about Lord Helix. And the all-terrain Venomoth. I'm sure there are plenty of YouTube videos that dive deep into the lore of Twitch Plays Pokemon. So essentially, the basis of Twitch Plays Pokemon was they had a copy of Red, Pokemon Red, and Twitch chat was in control of every movement. They were in control of every movement, and you know, it can mean a whole lot of different things. And just with what was going on in the lore of everything, you know, the people created their own lore. Let me go! Jeez. So, yeah, Twitch Plays Pokemon is insane. Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of YouTube videos that go in depth with the lore of them playing Pokemon Red. Like, there'd be chats like up, up, down, you know, but that would move the character. I think it took them several days. A combined time of like several days to beat Pokemon Red. And they've done the other Pokemon games too. So, which is pretty crazy. Hello, Roxas. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. So, yeah, it's still crazy. It's like, that was 12 years ago. 12 years ago was 2014. Like, what do you mean 2014 was 12 years ago? That was fairly recent. No, you get your own food. Get your own food. Nothing is stopping you. Except getting pulled over. I kid. I mean, but like, yeah, something like that would literally stop you from getting food. Like if you're out and about. But anyway. But yeah, the Pokemon social media team has been killing it lately. And it's like, yes, I love this. Do. All right. So, but yeah, all in all, I'm excited for Pokemon. I'm excited for Winds and Waves. I'm sure we'll get more info throughout the year about it. Maybe some more Pokemon reveals, because that's usually how it goes. That is usually how it goes. Maybe we get some regional variants. I've seen some rumors on a potential Vileplume regional variant, or, you know, maybe a third branching evolution for Gloom. Maybe not that much, but like, you know, just kind of more interesting things. And I want to see Pokemon we haven't seen in a while. My husband and I were watching a video of we were watching a Leonhart video, and he did like opening every pack to celebrate like Pokemon's 30th, and one of his polls was a Dhelmise. It's like, where the fuck is Dhelmise? Where's Dhelmise been? This grass ghost Anchor. Where has that been? You know, I'm glad we're seeing Sizzlepede and Centiskorch make a comeback. You know, very excited to see what kinds of Pokemon we'll get this go around. I'm excited. And here's another thing, after going through Fire Red and Leaf Green, people are like, man, why is Game Freak so obsessed with open world Pokemon games? Like, not everything needs to be open world, this vast open world. We need Pokemon games more linear, like back in the day, like Fire Red and Leaf Green, like Kanto. Bro, Pokemon has always been open world. Because in Kanto, you can get Surf and get Zapdos before the 3rd gym. I'm serious. You can go get Surf, go to the power plant, and get Zapdos before completing your 3rd gym. You can get gyms 3 through 7 in any order you desire. You have to fight Brock and Misty first and second. And then, once you get cut, once you go do, you know, the SSN, get cut, the world is your oyster. Like, you have to do the Rocket Hideout. You gotta do the Pokemon Tower to get the Pokeflute, to awaken the Snorlaxes that are blocking the way. But once you do that, the world's your fucking oyster. And then you go all the way to Fuchsia City, go to the Safari Zone, find the secret house, get Surf, go defeat Koga. Yeah, I think you gotta defeat Koga to get Surf unlocked. Maybe. But anyway, anywho, you can go get Zapdos, like, barely 3 badges. It's crazy. So yeah, Kanto is very open world. There's lots of things you can do. So, it's like people are like, oh my god, Pokemon games, why are they open world? They've been open world. Open your eyes, man. Like, even Hoenn, like, Johto's fairly open world. You can do a lot of things in Johto in any order. Hoenn is kind of open world. I don't remember Sinnoh. I don't really remember Sinnoh. And I know the linear nature of, I know, Unova is very linear. Unova is definitely linear. That's for sure, because it's, once you kind of get to, Castelia, it's a circle. You know, very linear, it's a circle. Kalos wasn't too bad. Lumiose is kind of the center point, but it does kind of drag a little bit. Alola had the islands. You know, you hop from island to island. And Gen 8 was the 2 circles. You make 2 loop-de-loops, essentially. And then they, like, really opened the floodgates of, like, you can go anywhere in Scarlet and Violet. So it's like, that's kind of honestly going, like, back to the roots, almost. You can do anything in any order. So that's just kind of the counter argument to some of these people like, man, when is Pokemon doing open world again? Pokemon started off as open world, man. So new drawings, or got the Pokemon Fun. Ooh, nice. That's awesome. I haven't really done any art since doing the Kerbo layout. I have. Get 10,000 channel points. And we can have the layout changed to Kirby for the rest of the stream. It's only happened a couple times. But also, it's a pretty high value on the redeem. It's 10,000 stars. So, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. So it's like, I want to do some more art, but I'm kind of hitting a block again. It's like, I have ideas floating in my head of what I can do, but it's like, I'm also playing Pokemon right now, playing Fire Red Leaf Green. Oh! Bam! There we go, we got Corbessa! I'm the director. I'm directing this shindig. Woo, yep, for 10,000 stars. Save my points for it, yeah! We can have Corbessa for the rest of the stream. Bam, 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 bam. And costume changes will still work, by the way. There are 5 Corbessas in this layout. Bam, 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 ba-da-da-dun-dun-dun. So, and we have seen all the Corbessas but one. There is still one Corbessa we have not seen yet. Because we've seen this yellow one, we've seen purple, we've seen blue, and we have seen red. We have not seen this last 5th one. So, and again, more Crabusses could be added to it, just to give it a little bit some flair. Yoshi changed it, right? Yeah. What turn are we on? 20. Okay. Dun 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 da da. So yeah. Anyone else excited for Pokemon? I like Pokemon, and also even with Fire Red and Leaf Green being, you know, released and everything, people are still complaining about Fire Red and Leaf Green. And they even like fixed a couple things. For one, after you enter the Hall of Fame, you get the Aurora ticket and the Mystic ticket, which you can go catch Deoxys and Ho-Oh and Lugia right after you enter the Hall of Fame, which those were events only. And also, there was a glitch with Entei and Raikou back in the original Fire and Leaf Green, where if those were your roaming legendaries that you got, and you encounter them and they used Roar, they were just gone. They were just gone forever. But they fixed it. They fixed it, so if it uses Roar, it just leaves and goes somewhere else rather than just counting as defeated. However, they did not fix the IV glitch with it, so your legendary beast will not have very good IVs at all. Actually pretty piss poor. Pretty piss poor IVs. But hey, you know, they at least fix it so you can at least catch it. You can at least catch the dang things without it roaring and just killing itself. So yeah. They also added some sensors to it. So you unfortunately cannot call your rival asshat, as many of us have done. I say many of us, and I have never done that before. I usually call him by the canon name, because he is blue. The rival is blue in Kanto. So, yeah. But, so far, after playing Fire and Leaf Green for a few days, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I've enjoyed my experience. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, all these chance timings. All roads lead to Celadon is something me and my husband have been saying. All roads lead to Celadon because, man, so much Game Corner. Which is also crazy. They left the Game Corner untouched. They left the Game Corner untouched. You can gamble. The 5th? What's on the 5th? Who's not excited for Pokemon? Yeah. Who's not excited for Pokemon? The dude bros who hate Pokemon and don't let anyone else love Pokemon. What? Why? Why is my money going away? How much money do I even have? I probably have a bit. I have a lot of money! What even happened here? My goodness. Man! Dang it. I want to say the 5th. Thinking about like March 5th. I want to say that's Pokopia. I want to say that's when that's releasing. I want to say Pokopia is releasing. And it's like, it looks like a mix of Animal Crossing, Minecraft, and Pokemon. Which, I was talking about, like, oh, there's no, like, side games or whatever, but there's another one. There's Pokopia. but it's not something I am super interested in. I'm just not a big, like, slice of life, comfort, come back daily type gamer. That's not me. Because even when I was young, my ex-sister-in-law, when her and my brother were dating, and they had gotten me my GameCube, she had what in the hell happened to Yoshi? What happened to Yoshi? What happened? What happened to Yoshi? Did he drink a little too much of the good juice and just totally whiffed? Or, like, did the game glitch? I wasn't paying attention at all until what even happened to Yoshi? What happened? Oh, Yoshi just decided to do some arts and crafts, I guess. That is a little crazy. That's so funny. I still don't have enough money to buy the star because it got taken away from me. Oh, the green team doesn't. I don't even know if there was really any team. I think it was just Yoshi by himself. He went into business for himself. Can't do that. You can't go into business for yourself around here. That's like a good life advice, but sometimes you just can't go into business for yourself. You gotta know when. You gotta know when to go into business for yourself. You gotta know when to put yourself first. My goodness, that was insane. That was insane. I'll definitely like go back and watch that for sure. That was crazy. That was crazy. But yeah, like I'm not much of a like a daily comfort person because like my ex-sister-in-law lent me her copy of Animal Crossing on the GameCube and wanted to let me try it out. And so I, you know, booted up the game and everything, and it just didn't really gel with me. And like when I was a kid, there was this daily game for Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends that I went back to and like did my daily tasks and stuff and did a lot of mini games, but like that was when I was a kid. Nowadays when I like play a video game, I don't know if I can like go back and like do daily events and stuff. Like I don't even remember to do. Oh come on, why? There we go. There we go. We whiffed one time. It's fine. Anyway, I don't even remember to go do, like, the online stuff for the ranked battles online in ZA. I don't even remember to do that. You know, there. Alright, cool. They're getting better at detecting these bots with like the top viewers and stuff. They're getting better at detecting those. So I think only I can see, either me or mods can see like whenever something's flagged with a possible ban evader mark. Which usually that's a bot flagged with like the links like best viewers type thing. So I'm glad they're kind of cracking down on that. Yeah, like someone can clip it after stream or I can go back and do it, something, because that was crazy. That was insane. Man, Yoshi got the good juice and was just it was just crazy. So yeah, like I'm not much for a like a daily I'm not a cozy quote unquote gamer. Like I'm not a Animal Crossing. I'm not a Stardew Valley. You know, those are not my kinds of games. This is my cozy game. Like, for me, what defines a cozy game is a game you can just shut your brain off and just do, and I say relax, but just kind of, you know, unwind in a way. As, you know, as stressful as Mario Party can be, this is like my cozy game, quote unquote. Like, I can just shut my brain off playing like any Mario Party game, and it's like, yep, we're here, we're vibing. I don't have to catch it, but I will target Mario because he's the one that made me lose money. It's Mario's fault. Aw, Luigi. But I do know the strat of holding on to it until it like really blows up. Oh, let me check what turn we're on. 24. We can go one more. Although I do feel kind of my mucus not being friendly with me right now, and I have to like go blow my nose. But it's like we're close to break time, and I do need to go to the bathroom, so we'll probably just wait it out one more turn. So we'll probably just do that. Bam. Where'd he go? Over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. This way. Whee! Dun 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 dun. Oh, come on! It's always Mario's fault. It's your fault, Mario. It'll be fine. It's fine. Alright, what are we doing? 4-player! What are we playing? Slocker Derby! Woo! Alright, let's go. Which one? Okay, this one. I do remember some speedrunning tricks for this one when I was learning Minigame Island speedrun. From about here until the finish line, you can just hold up and you won't spin out. So about right here to over here, you can just hold it and just not. Usually what I do is once I kind of, oh shit, I forgot my training. You just, whenever it like spins out, I like let go of it and then I, you know, just keep going. Just kind of tap up. Okay. We're going to take our break because I do need to get up and go to the bathroom. And that's part of my break spiel. So we're going to take our break. We're going to get up, stretch, go to the bathroom, grab a snack, do whatever it is you need to do, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, we are back. Okay. I thought we goofed for a second. I thought OBS wasn't gonna play nice, but nope. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay. Because, I know, Master Max, has had issues with OBS a lot in the last few weeks. And, OBS hasn't really played nice with me the last couple weeks. Today is definitely not playing nice. Definitely not. You just cosplays 2D from Gorillaz. Dang, Gorillaz. I don't really listen to their music, but like I've heard of Gorillaz. Yeah, hopefully OBS plays nice. Cause again, like right at the beginning of stream, I, tried doing my whole little intro spiel when it was time, and all I did was adjust my mic to where it needed to be as I'm sitting up. And then the entire stream went to shit. I think even like just a little bit before, we were dropping a lot of frames, and then when I moved my mic, everything went to shit audio-wise. And it's like, are we serious? Like, are we for real? And it's like, it's not the first time I have had these issues before, but it's just like, they're so few and far in between. I don't know what to do to, like, truly fix it. And it's like, if simply adjusting my mic is causing the problems, then it's like, what the hell? It's like, sometimes I can tell if something's up because, like, it'll make weird sounds in my ears. But, like, sometimes it's like, I don't even know what's going on. So, I'll be fine. It'll be fine. I do have a backup cord with me in case I need it. I remember, I think the last time this happened, it was right at the beginning of stream, too. I was, like, freaking out. I think I was doing like the intro talking, like actually talking. I think I shut off stream and just like essentially just rebooted stream. I think that's what ended up happening. So I think I had to like restart my laptop because it's like I knew the problems I could do to fix it. And it's like, let me run down my stuff, and I mentioned I had another cord, and someone was just like, I'd swap cords. It's like, it just, with me being already like really upset, it just felt like I was being told what to do rather than it was a suggestion. Because when I'm like very frantic, I don't like being told directly, you know? Yoshi. Thank you for your patronage. Bum, 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 ba-dum. Thank you for your money, Yoshi. So yeah, a lot of the time it's like when I feel very frantic, it's like I don't want to be told anything. And it's like, oh, I'm sure a lot of people are like, oh, you're just a woman, you're just being emotional. And it's like, yeah, I'm emotional. I get upset over things. So do you. Like, you cannot tell me some dude bro getting angry is not being emotional. Like, come on. Like, everyone has emotions, my guy. Everyone can get emotional here and there. You know, some things are worth being upset over, you know? And I was just trying to figure out what was wrong with my mic. And it's like, I feel like it's something with this cord, that's why I have this second cord. But like, the problem happens so few and far between. Like, it really doesn't happen stupid often for me to like really warrant to like fully change cords. And I don't even know if this the second cord will work as good. You know, I don't even know that. So it's like, I don't know. Oh shit, I should have went. Jump, please. What? Why aren't we jumping? Oh, I goofed. I goofed the last one. It's fine. It's fine. So, oh, speaking of like, you know, a woman versus man thing or whatever. I saw on Twitter. I tweeted, because the irony of this is just too big to ignore. So I'd seen on Twitter that apparently the Twitch Women's Guild is throwing an event on the 8th. I didn't see what time. I just know the Women's Guild is doing a thing. On the 8th, and the 8th is International Women's Day. Woo. I honestly could care less about stuff like that, so I just exist. I'm just a normal woman. I don't need to be celebrated. Like, I'll be celebrated when I do something really amazing, not just because I'm a woman. Anywho, I had seen the Twitch Women's Guild, was doing like an event, gaming event, and they're playing Overcooked. Yeah, playing Overcooked on International Women's Day kind of misses the mark on all of it, because it really feeds into the stereotype of women belong in the kitchen. It's just, it's so ironic, I have to laugh. And like, because it's like, oh, Overcooked. It's like, Overcooked can be a real fun game to play with, like, you know, teamwork. It does devolve into yelling sometimes, but like, you know, it's a fun teamwork game. And like, it's the game itself is not an issue, but it's when you're promoting it for an all women's group and you're feeding into the stereotype, intentionally, unintentionally, don't know. But, yeah, it really misses the mark, and a lot of people had a lot of things to say, and all I said was like, man, the irony is so funny. The irony of it is really, really funny. And then, later I had seen a tweet. I would assume this person is in the Twitch Women's Guild, because, their takes were, saying that, they had a vote, and their options were Claire Obscure Challenge, Hollow Knight, Ultimate Chicken Horse, or Overcooked. And it's like, those are your, I mean, out of those 4 options for a good accessible multiplayer game, I mean, Overcooked is the option, but it's like, it really felt like they really tried to just do this on purpose. They really tried it. Again, it's just, the irony of it is so funny to me. Because on a day all about women, and women gamers, women streamers, throwing on an event that doesn't make it look any good about like, oh, women belong in the kitchen. I've always hated that whenever, like, I come across some streamers' clips whenever they play like Call of Duty or like the other, like, you know, FPS games. And these dude bro insults are always like, go back in the kitchen and make me a sandwich. Like, bro, like, what the hell, man? I'm gonna steal money from Yoshi, actually. I grew up where that wasn't how it was in my family. My dad did a lot of the cooking when I was growing up. So, for me, I never understood that. I know, like, you know, back in the day in the 1950s, you know, the 1950s, the women were in the kitchen cooking and the men were out working. And it's like, you know what, society, whatever, like, if that works for you, it works for you, you know? I've always hated stereotypes. And, like, this mass stereotyping. It's like, I understand stereotypes exist for a reason. Because, you know, stereotypes are like when a big collective group does the same thing. That's when you get the stereotypes. So stereotypes are typically rooted in some kind of truth. Well, these stereotypes were developed years and years and years ago. So with these, you know, kind of dated stereotypes, it's like, you know, the family structure is a lot different now than it was 50 years ago, even. And 50 years ago was the 1970s, mind you. So, yeah, it's just really crazy how sometimes it really feels like we go so far one way and end up in the other direction. We like loop back around to the other direction. And it's like, really? It's like, yeah, it's really cool to celebrate, you know, women and women's accomplishments throughout, you know, everything. But sometimes you go really far one way and end up back in the other, and that's kind of the irony of this whole them playing Overcooked on Sunday. It's really, you know, again, it's the ironic kind of funny. It's like you can't help but laugh at how ridiculous it is. And I'm not laughing, like, at, you know, the women in the guild. I'm not laughing at, like, you know, those involved. I'm laughing at, like, the higher-ups that let this happen. That's what I'm laughing at. It's just crazy. It's like, really? You couldn't think of, like, literally any other games that could work? Or, like, variety events of, like, hey, here's some people playing this game, some people playing this game. Like, even, again, like, the cozy games like Animal Crossing. Like, you really couldn't get, you know, any other game, really? And it's like, I've seen people be like, oh, a Marvel Rivals, you know, all-women's Marvel Rival tournament would have been really cool. I'm like, yeah, it would have been really cool. But also, the situation with, oh, what's his name, Kingsman? And these other chicks that were in a big old tournament for like $40,000 prize. Like a big cash prize, and they were just like fucking sandbagging this dude. Oh, it was crazy. I'm on the dude side on that one, and there was like, these girls just radiated pick-me energy, and I don't fuck with that. When I was a teenager, when I was in high school, a lot of my mindset was kind of rooted in like this pick me, you know, because it's like I really had nothing else, you know. But like now that I'm older, it's like that was, you know, kind of cringe, not gonna lie. We got there. Thank you, Luigi, for being a bro. No! So yeah, it's like, you know, the pick me energy is like, oh, I'm not like the other girls. You know, putting down other women for male validation is like, you know, a good sign of a pick me. Like this pick me energy. Another one is like just putting down other women in general just to make yourself feel like the better one. You know, that's pick me energy. And it's like, my brain was kind of like stuck in there for a little bit when I was in high school, but I was also in high school. I was still a kid. You know, my brain was still developing, but now that I'm, you know, 30 years old and a grown adult, it's like, you know, that's really not a way to do it. Like, women are cool. You know, women are cool. Women are awesome. And it's like, you know, the whole girls girl thing. It's like, there are like some girls that are just like absolutely stupid in how they behave, how they carry themselves. But it's like, I wouldn't let, you know, any harm happen to any of these women, you know? I would go to bat for these women if they were being, you know, harassed, you know? But it's like, I don't wish, like, ill will on anyone. But, you know, if you're an asshole, you're an asshole. You know? This is kind of my take. And I've seen a lot of this too, because I grew up very much a tomboy. I grew up a very heavy tomboy. And, I was very, you know, boyish in, like, the way I dressed. A lot of my interests were, like, the typical boy interests. And this is where my hatred for stereotypes comes in. Because everything that I was, like, a stereotype of, like, you know, a boy. Or, I got called this when I was a teenager, and I absolutely hated it because it wasn't what I was, but it was because of my appearance. They judged me based off my appearance, and a lot of my family thought I was a lesbian solely based on the way I dressed, and a lot of my interests being very boyish. And it's like, no, anyone can have any interest. Anyone can dress the way they dress, but it's like, you shouldn't perpetuate into that stereotype solely based off of that. Locking in, sorry. Bitch. Anywho, back to like my rant about stereotypes. With my rant about stereotypes, I've always hated stereotypes, and I still see it now because it bugs me so bad, because like, I want to like try and figure out, you know, my personal style, find clothes that I really like and suit me, you know. And like, a lot of my personal style isn't like the typical girly stuff, because I see it a lot with people that were like super tomboys when they were kids and like hated pink, hated dresses, you know, hated everything quote unquote girly. But then they grew up to like really like those things. While I definitely like a little bit more of like the more feminine stuff nowadays, I still don't like the quote-unquote girly stuff. Like, I'm still very much a tomboy, but I can, you know, dress up and be fancy if I need to. So it's like, it's not a matter of like outgrowing it, it's like finding yourself, you know. It's like a lot of, you know, these tomboys, whenever they're growing up, have these stereotypes forced onto them because they're little girls. Like, oh, they have to wear dresses, they have to do this, have to do that. And it's like, you don't have to do that just because you're a little girl. You don't have to do something because you're a little boy. You know, it's like, for one, let kids be kids. Let kids be kids. That is first and foremost. Second of all, you know, like the teenage years and kind of the young adult years are for kind of like the self-discovery. I mean, I see even adults my age are still kind of in that self-discovery, and it's like, you know, it's a never-ending journey, you know. And it's like there's still lots of things I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I can do it. But yeah, a lot of what I wore was like, you know, baggy clothes. I wore like baggy basketball shorts like all the time when I was like 15, 16. And yeah, I wore it all the time. Baggy basketball shorts, baggy t-shirts, the cut-off sleeves, you know, and it's like, yeah, like a good chunk of my family thought I was gay just because of the way I dressed. And it's like, why? Like, some of them, and I kept arguing, no, I'm not. And it just kept playing into it, and it really hurt my feelings a lot. And I remember hearing, whenever, because I did get a boyfriend in high school. I was like 15, 16. And I remember hearing, this wasn't a blood relative. This was, I think one of my brother's ex-girlfriends, had said, I wouldn't have believed you. You know, I didn't believe this boyfriend existed until I saw you, because we invited him for like a family thing one time. And it's like, are you serious? And you're like, you're really gonna tell this boy, this high school boy you just met, saying, oh, I thought Tessa was gay until we met you. It's like, why? That's so stupid. That is absolutely ridiculous. And for me, I would never put my kids through that. I would never. Because, like, it still, like, hurts my feelings talking about it, because, like, what do you mean? It's like, what do you mean you're putting me through these awful stereotypes? And, like, I still see it now, because not just, it's not just, like, oh, I was a tomboy when I was younger and now I'm girly. It's like, cool, if that's your self-discovery, more power to you. That's what being a woman is about, is fighting yourself and doing what you like and not caring what anyone else thinks. That's what being a woman is. But I still see this a lot, and like I see like really cool like outfits people have, and it's like, you know, like a pantsuit or these like really cool like kind of hip-hop inspired outfits, you know, with like baseball jerseys, baggy, you know, I like, you know, the hip-hop stuff. Like I like it. And it's like, for dance, that's like my style of dance that I gravitated towards. You know, it's my favorite style. So it's like, that's what I like. But I see these people with these fits and everyone's like, oh, that person's gay. This person's gay. You know? And it's like, it's one of those, it's like, oh my god, yes, lesbian queen. And it's like, it drives me nuts, because it's like, yeah, people can do whatever they want, and yeah, representation matters a lot. But also, it's like, when I see an outfit that I like, and it's like, I want to wear these outfits, because I think they would look cool, and I can mold it to my style. And it's like, if I wear these, people are just gonna assume. And it's like, that's not what I want, because it's the other people that are assuming that are the problem. Because I've been through that, and I hated it. I absolutely hated it. Oh no. So that's kind of my big problem. That's always my big problem when it comes to like the stereotyping and all that. And also even like, you know, a man wearing makeup, you know, everyone's like, oh, this is a woman thing. I mean, like, I don't really care. Yeah, makeup, you know, it could be whatever. A man could wear makeup, gay, straight, whatever, you know? Oh my god. Dude. It's like, I've never been one to really care what other people do. Like, yeah, I've never been one to care. Oh my god, why? Everyone's stupid. Anyway, like, I've never been one to care what other people do. Like, I don't, like, yeah, there's big differences between men and women, at the core. But, like, overall personalities, people can like what they like. A little girl can like monster trucks. A little boy can like Barbie doll houses. And it doesn't typically mean anything. And again, self-discovery happens in your adult years. So that's just my beef with like all this stereotyping. It's like there's lots of things that I find like really, really cool. But it's also like, again, stereotypes exist for a reason. And I hate it how it's become, this stereotypical, like, the generalization of everything. Because it's like, I find these, like, really cool outfits. It's like, I want to, wear something like that. I want the confidence to wear something like that. But then if I wear it, I'm immediately labeled as a lesbian. And it's like, no, I am a straight female. Like, 100% straight. Like... That's why I hate it so much, because I grew up around that crap. And I say it's crap because no one listened to me. They just assumed everything based off of my appearance. And it's like, it's one of those, make it an inside thought, an in your brain thought, not an out the mouth kind of thought. Some thoughts need to stay in your brain and not spoken out loud. And it's like, I hate how everyone plays into a lot of stuff. So, it's just a personal thing for me. So it's like, yeah, being a woman is cool, but also being a woman sucks. Because of these stereotypes. And I feel like, yeah, I know some men get made fun of, like, oh, you like Barbie dolls? That's gay. And also, I grew up in the era where gay was just thrown around as an insult. Was it cool? No. But like that was the era I grew up in. Most of us don't really do that anymore. So, just kind of explaining the era I grew up in. Because I am a millennial. But also like, I'm sure, those people also kind of feel the same way I do. Like, whether they ended up gay or not, it still hurts when that stereotype gets put on you for explicitly no reason. Just based off your appearance. It's like, yeah, appearances can mean a lot. It telegraphs a lot to you. For me, I grew up with a very judgmental mother and who constantly picked at my appearance. She was one of the perpetrators for, I was gay type thing, and I wasn't. So I grew up with a mother that picked at my appearances constantly. And, because I had a mom that picked on appearances, I kind of picked up on that habit of, like, picking at appearances. But as I've gotten older and everything, it really doesn't matter. There's a lot of things you can pick up from appearances that aren't super duper judgmental. The only thing you should be judgmental on is, like, cleanliness and, like, how well taken care of they are. Because, like, I see a lot of people. I know I go to Walmart a lot, and you typically see this at Walmart, but, like, the very trashy, not put together people, like, and it's like, I don't mind running an errand in, like, pajama pants at, like, really late at night or, like, early in the morning. But if you're, like, middle of the day, like 2 p.m., like it is now, 2:30 p.m., and you need to, like, go to the store, like, take 2 seconds of your time to put on real pants and a real shirt. Hair don't necessarily matter, honestly, because, like, I understand. But, like, at least look a little bit presentable while running an errand. You don't even have to wear, like, real pants. You can wear, like, sweatpants or something. Like, I feel like sweatpants is, like, one step above pajama pants. Like, I'd rather go out and about in sweatpants than pajama pants. If it's not, like, a pajama day at school or work or whatever. It's, like, the one thing. But it's, like, yeah, I kind of look at appearances, but also it's, like, a context matters. if like, I'm at Walmart and I see people in pajama pants at like 2:30 in the afternoon shopping, I have my inside thoughts, but I keep them inside thoughts. I don't say anything about it out loud, but I keep those to myself. And also, it's Walmart. Most people are just there for their own shopping. No one really cares or pays attention unless you're causing a scene. Whereas if you are out and about on the day doing many activities and let's say going to a restaurant to sit down, if you're going to a sit-down restaurant, I'd rather not see you in pajama pants. Pajama pants and looking all kinds of scraggly. No. If you're going to a sit-down restaurant, I'd rather see you at least somewhat presentable. And that's the big thing for me that I have grown to kind of adjust my brain to is presentable. Look presentable. And presentable could just mean, simple, like, yoga pants and a t-shirt. Like, I don't want to see barely showered. I don't want to see that. What is happening? What the fuck even happened, man? So it's like, yeah, it's like one thing, like, if it's an emergency and you have to, like, bolt out the door, everyone's situation is different. But also, I feel like I have a weird ability to kind of pick up on, like, the energy of people. And, like, if something's an emergency, I can kind of sense it in a way by, like, the way you hurry, But, like, if you're just, like, chill, just, like, very lax, and you are looking very scraggly, then, it's kind of not a good. And it's like, I'm not trying to be super duper judgmental on people's appearances, and I understand everyone's situation is different. It's like, I understand. But also, I keep those thoughts to myself, and I don't just outwardly bash, because, like, a lot of people are doing that nowadays. They're like, oh, you see someone doing something, you just have to say something about it, It's like, everyone's situation is different. Let people be, in a way, Why are you gonna be the one asshole that says something? I'd rather not. Like, the only time you should ever comment on a woman's appearance is if you see potential period stains. That is the only time you should ever comment on a woman's appearance. Yep. So, like, if you, like, hey, or, like, a woman thing, like, hey, it's like, hey, I think you should, go check, They'll know. They'll know. So, anywho. That was kind of my rant on stereotypes just based off of personal experiences. Hooray! So, all in all, I am still very much a tomboy. I still am very boyish in things. But, as I've grown up, I definitely lean a little bit more into, the feminine side, but, like, I'm not, like, super duper girly. So, because, like, if you call me super girly, I will, like, give you a death stare. I don't want to be called that. Not even as a joke. There are specific things that I do not take very well, even as a joke. So there was one time, I deleted a comment in chat because someone, like, as a joke or they didn't know, said something about, like, oh, I didn't know you swung that way, and it's like, no. Like, dude, because, like, I know the whole, like, the joke is, like, oh, Blue's my wife. Like, it's clearly a joke. It's clearly a joke. We are both married to men. We are both married to men. So, like, oh, Blue and her many wives. Like, that's clearly a joke. And sometimes, like, people just don't see it and, like, just, you know, speak before they think. And it's like, it's clearly a joke. It is clearly a joke. Do not, like, in seriousness, or even joking about, like, oh, you know, my sexuality. Because, like, that's not something that I want joked about. So, yeah, that's a boundary. But also, I do remember about this time last year, WrestleMania build, because I was talking about the whole Tiffany and Charlotte thing, about how Tiffany said the whole, you know, 0-3 in marriages line. That one didn't fly because it was still fresh. And what CM Punk said last night to Roman Reigns was kind of insane about his dad. I think his dad died last year. But also, there was some time. Some time had passed from his dad dying. So it's like, you know, it's one of those, like, you cool with me saying it? Yes or no? Yes? Alright. Because I feel like Punk is respectful enough to be like, I know what line to cross and what line to not cross. So, and the reason why a personal jab like that worked last night and not a year ago with Tiffany and Charlotte is because of, for one, how fresh it is. Like, if my dad died yesterday and someone was making a dead dad joke today, I would be very upset because it would still be fresh. But it's like, yeah, I'm, you know, humor, you know, heals, you know, dark humor exists for a reason. But you gotta let the person grieve first. And it's like, Charlotte had just lost her third marriage, and she probably thinks she is the problem, and a lot of people on the internet did at the time. But it's like, I've heard that, like, she wasn't treated very well. For one, I don't know what happened. One of her ex-husbands abused her, from what I had heard. So it's like, that's not something to joke about. And also, you can tell the 0-3 line was so off the cuff. You can tell it was. Just by the way Tiffany got the fuck out of the ring. And it's like, one of those, with Tiffany Stratton right now, I hate how they forced her to be a babyface. They forced the turn just because the crowd liked her. It's like, no, you cannot force a turn like that. It's not going to work. A babyface turn like that is not going to work when it's forced. Just because the crowd likes you. Because the crowd likes what they want to like. You know, sometimes it's fun to be in on the chance. Like, oh, everyone loves Tiffy Times. Like, whatever, I don't, but who cares? Trick Williams is this hotshot heel that got called up to the main roster recently. Whoop That Trick is so fun. Just because it's fun and everyone's in on it doesn't mean you should become a babyface. That is such a problem with WWE nowadays, is all that. So, because I'd seen reports on the potential of, like, turning Trick Williams babyface. I'm like, that ain't gonna work. That's not going to work. Like, just because they like doing the chants and the theme and have a, you know, cool catchphrase doesn't mean you need to turn them babyface. Because we need more nuanced characters. Some characters in WWE are very nuanced, some aren't. Some are very one note, and that's the problem with Tiffany right now. She is very one note. And I think she is listed as a babyface. So that's her problem right now. And it's like, she's good in the ring, and she is entertaining to watch. But it's like, her character is so stale because they're forcing her to be something she is totally not. Turn her back heel and just let her go. You know? So that's one of the big problems with that. So, yeah, and there's also, again, with rants and everything, the IWC is so insane. you never know what's going on if you only consume wrestling on the internet. You never know what's going on. So, over the weekend, there was Elimination Chamber, which is kind of meh. Kind of a meh show overall. I'd give it like a 6 out of 10, honestly. There were some good moments that happened. But like, it was just kind of meh. Rhea Ripley won the Women's Chamber. So now she gets to face off against Jade Cargill. And apparently there's been some shit going on. Like backstage, there's rumors of talent not really caring for Jade, not liking Jade. Just because of like several different things. And with Rhea winning the chamber, a lot of, you know, dude bro wrestling fans, a lot of them are really against when someone's like pushed all the time, but also it's like when they're out of the main event scene, like, where's this person? You know, it's like, oh, Rhea is competing in her like 7th Mania for her 6th title. And it's like, Rhea Ripley's a star. It's your biggest show of the year. You need to feature Rhea somehow. And there's someone complaining about that. And then Chelsea Green came to Twitter in defense of Rhea, saying that Rhea is like one of the kindest, sweetest person, you know, you'll know. And she seems like the person behind Rhea Ripley seems like the nicest girl, you know. But then Miss Jade Cargill had some stuff to say on Twitter, quote tweeting or replying to Chelsea or something. And it was just a lot of stuff going on, and there was some back and forth between Rhea and Jade. And I think the straw that broke the camel's back was Jade saying something, oh, all you do is talk to creative. And that's one of those, like, quote-unquote, I think the excuse was breaking the fourth wall. I think that was, like, the excuse I have seen. But, that was more of a shot at Demi and not Rhea. Sometimes those personal shots work, but that was online, completely uncalled for. And Rhea's already been facing, you know, allegations like, oh, she politics behind the scenes and yada yada yada, like many big stars get accused of. But like Rhea had been getting hit with it the worst. And firing a shot like that is not cool. Not cool at all. And then a lot of talent came to the defense of Rhea. And a lot of people are saying, oh, it's a work, it's a shoot, it's a work, it's a shoot. I've seen some reports say it is definitely not a work. I saw one Wrestling Observer News, good old Dave Meltzer, said that, oh, it's a work, they planned it 100%. Like, no. Have you, even, oh my god. That looks okay. Like this whole exchange doesn't, it's one of those like, yeah, blur the lines when, and that works for like if you want, you know, good stories and everything, like to blur the lines, but also, again, there are certain lines that shouldn't be crossed, and this one was, you know, online. And if it was really a work, like good old Dave Meltzer is saying, then why are the on-screen heels coming to the defense of the on-screen babyface? That makes literally no sense. Just with so many people going to bat for Rhea, so many talent going to bat for Rhea, that shows me that, like, this seems like real beef here. So, that's just kind of my take. Also, welcome back, DA. Okay. This hurts me the most, I think. No, I had decent money. It's fine. It's fine. So yeah, when I just kind of looking at, like, you know, wrestling journalism, I take whatever Dave Meltzer says with a grain of salt. Anything that's credited Wrestling Observer News, I just take with a grain of salt because, like, their accuracy is terrible. It's why Fightful's accuracy is pretty high. Like, they don't get it right all the time, but they get it right most of the time. And that's enough for, like, okay, that's a reliable source. PW Insider is also fairly accurate with some of the stuff that they report. Like, Fightful and PW Insider are, like, the two that I'm like, okay. Because if, like, those two report the same thing, then I'm more inclined to believe it. But, like, if Wrestling Observer News, I'm like, I'm always side-eyeing it. And, like, sometimes they're on the money. But that doesn't happen very often. So... But also wording makes a big difference in how you report things. Because, saying something as fact when it's not, that's not very good. That's just straight up lying. But, like, if you word it like, yeah, we've seen this, our theory is, or, like, our, you know, kind of guess, our conclusion that we came up with, you know, whatever, we think that this is, and then, you know, it's whatever. But, like, if you state something as fact, and then it turns out to not be that fact, then, it kind of makes you look like, a real liar. So, that's why, you should take any kind of, like, journalism with a grain of salt, especially nowadays, because, like, you can, like, write anything and call it journalism, and people will believe it. And also, a lot of people just look at the headlines and don't read the dang article anyway. Or it's like they only get, like, one paragraph in, it's like, I ain't reading all that. And it's like, what's the whole point then? So... I'm not one to tell you what media you should consume, but all I tell you is to be wary about info. Which is why, when I see, like, reports on things, it's why I tend to, look for where the original source is. Like, all the Pokemon leaks, the Gen 10 leaks, I didn't want anything to do with them until an official source said something about it. And an official source said something about it on Friday. So now it's like, okay, cool. So, yeah. Yeah. Poor Yoshis, I know. I know. Mario has more money. Nice! I got a lot of money from that. And there he goes. There he goes into oblivion! I got swallowed up. So, yeah. I guess moral of the story is, don't trust everything you see on the internet. And always, like, you know, figure out what's a credible source, what is not a credible source. Battle again. Okay. I just did this one not that long ago. Eee. Alright, no, we're gonna destroy Mario. Because that is my goal. We always aim to destroy Mario. Here! Nope. Nope, you ain't getting a single coin, buddy! Dun, 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 dun. 24. We hit him 8 times. Oh, that's funny. That's a lot. That is a lot of times. Okay, that worked. Excuse me. Excuse me. Also, it's like, I can equate... Here's one thing, kind of a nuance to like the whole like, you know, official source thing. It's like, I'm sure some people would think, hey, you know, when it comes to like listening to doctors and listening to like medical advice, it's like, yes, listen to your doctor. Your doctor's advice is very important. It's also worth noting if someone has had the same experiences or similar experiences to you, listen to them too. Like, they are also important. And, because I have known people, that would not do anything anyone told them. It's like several different people said the same thing. And it's like, if it's one thing, like, if like, several different people are telling you the same thing, that's probably worth listening to. But like, this person never listened to anything being told to them. It's like, yeah, like, this is causing this, stop doing this. And then they just didn't listen until a doctor flat out told them the same thing everyone else was telling him. So like, when it comes to that, then you know what, whatever. And it's like, if I see, you know, news reports of things, if several different news sources or journalism, you know, stuff, like, if they're reporting like the same exact thing and they're saying the same things, then it's probably accurate. It's when you get like the super duper conflicting information. Guys, get away from me. My God. So that's when you get the real rocky waters of like, you know, believability is if everyone's saying the same thing, there may be some truth to it. But like, if everyone's saying different things, it's hard to know what to believe. Like, the example I thought of, let's say, for example, you know, had a baby, you know, about toddler size, a little over a year. They would drink apple juice all the time. I'd give them apple juice all the time. And apple juice is causing a lot of runny stools. You know, which, you know, does happen. So, and it's like, oh no, my baby has a lot of diarrhea, what's going on? And it's like, well, what's their diet? What are they eating? What are they drinking? It's like, oh, they're drinking a lot of apple juice. They drink like 3 cups of apple juice a day. And someone tells me, oh, you can't do that. Apple juice causes that. So could you not give them as much apple juice as before? And it would be like, if I told them, no, you don't know what you're talking about. And like, several different people, I could tell this problem to several different people and they would all tell me, stop giving your kid apple juice, or like reduce the amount of apple juice they're drinking because that is what's causing it. And it'd be like, and I wouldn't listen to them. But if a doctor told me, stop giving your kid apple juice, I'd listen. That's not cool, is it? No, it's not. Like, if I was having some issues, like a parenting issue or like a health issue, and I bring it up with some people and they're like, yeah, this is what the problem is, I did this, and I get like, you know, 3 of the same thing, like if 3 people told me the same solution, I would probably listen to those 3 people. Or Or keep that information and ask my doctor, like, hey, I asked around and they said this. Is this okay? Like, I wouldn't just, like, blatantly disregard. I would not blatantly disregard other people just because, oh, they're not a doctor, I'm not listening to them. Which, again, can happen. Which is not cool when it happens, because it's like, why? It's like, I've been through this. We've seen it before. We know this happens. Why are you not listening? So, again, just trust your gut, in a way. Anywho. My goodness, dude, what's happening? You can move around on the cloud. Is it really worth it? No. With the AI, no. Absolutely not, because AI usually doesn't mess up. But also, it's really crazy that it's March already. Feels like January and February just kind of like... I don't know if they really drug or what. It's just crazy. We're already... He trips at the end. Crazy. We're already in March. We're a quarter of the way through the year. Almost. Almost. We gotta get through March first. And a week from today, Riley turns 5. Her birthday's coming up, which is also crazy. She's gonna be 5! Man, 5 years ago, she almost killed me. 5 years ago. And now she is in preschool. Crazy how time flies. Yep, saw that one coming.
I'm a mess, 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 mess.
I'm a mess, 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 mess. I'm a mess in distress, but we're still the best dressed. Fearless, say yes, we don't dress to impress. So, I don't even know what's even happening. I know, like, again, Pokemon XD is supposed to be sometime this month. Pokopia is this Thursday. Spring break is coming up. Don't really got any plans for that because like Riley's birthday happens before. But like, I don't know. I don't really know what's happening in March. I know the Mario Galaxy movie is next month in April. Yeah, I just don't even know what's happening in the world. Honestly, I don't care. Because I just kind of stay in my own corner, my own pocket of life, and lose to Yoshi and buried treasure. Yep. Just kind of stay in my pocket of life and just mind my own business. Okay, we're almost at the last 5 turns. Da 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 da. Good roll, good roll. Rolling ones. Needed a drink. So has anyone been playing Fire Red Leaf Green? Anyone been playing it over the weekend? I have seen lots of clips on like Twitter and TikTok about people playing Fire Red Leaf Green for the first time. Like for the first time in terms of like playing an older gen game for the first time. And I've seen clips of like people discovering the poison mechanic for the first time. Where each step, like, you take steps and you take poison damage whenever you have a poison Pokemon. I've also seen people accidentally resetting their games because Y is select and X is start on a Pro Controller, or also on, you know, the Joy-Con or whatever. And accidentally resetting their game and redoing a good chunk. Hi, that happened to me one time. But that was a complete accident because there was something on my on the Joy-Con attached to the Switch because I play it in handheld. And I was trying to wipe something off and I hit all the buttons at the same time by accident and restarted my game, and I had to do the entire Rocket Hideout all over again. So I had to do the Rocket Hideout twice. Yeah. So that was like right there at the end when that happened. Standard last 5 turns. Procedures all random blue spaces are definitely passed by Koopa Troopa. You get 20 coins instead of 10. Woo. So yeah, it is really cool to see. I don't like it when people insult, like, oh my god, you get ready for this, when it comes to, like, you know, the older gen games. I just want people to experience the older gens, you know? And my first Pokemon game was Black and White. So those are my first Pokemon games. What? Okay. So I kind of got started on, like, some newer mechanics. Like, Black and White was when, they, got rid of poison damage on the field with every step. And it's like, I had watched Let's Plays of older Pokemon games, so I, like, knew what to expect from a Pokemon game in a way. So I was really surprised when that was the case when I played Black and White the first time. I was like, oh my god, I gotta get back to a Pokemon Center, but, like, I wasn't taking any damage. So I'm like, huh. And also, Black and White Gen 5 was the first gen of infinite TMs. HMs were not really used in, like, the main story. Just, like, go beat the game. I think you only need cut one time. I think you really only need cut one time in Black and White, and that's it. Like, the other HMs are not required by any means, but they are nice to have. Strength is nice to have in a couple instances. Because there's, like, some goodies that are behind some strength blocks. Ow. No, I turned around and punched. I got you. I don't really think Rock Smash and Flash became TMs. No. Help me. No! Oh my god! We're fumbling! We're fumbling! Oh my god! I'm dead. I don't get the money because I got squished in. You know what? You guys deserve to lose after that fumble. Wow. Crazy work. Crazy work. So yeah, like, HMs weren't really needed. They changed Rock Smash and Flash from HMs to TMs, which with TMs with infinite use, it's really nice. Because, like, oh hey, I have an instance where I can use Rock Smash. I could just teach this TM, and if I need to replace it, I can, and I can just teach it later if I need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Oh, how much is this? 10. C map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a red space. Sure, I guess. I can pay the 10. I don't really got much money anyway. So, and then in X and Y, it's kind of more or less the same thing. Surf is required in like one instance in X and Y, but like there's a bro right by the water that just gives you a Lapras in case you don't have a water type that can learn surf, and all water types could learn surf. So yeah. But then like they completely got rid of HMs in Gen 7 with like the Poké Rider or whatever it is that you can like just summon Pokemon to do your bidding for strength and rock smash and fly and everything. So, and then they just got rid of them altogether in Gen 8. So it is nice to kind of watch people play through like a Gen 3 game, you know. So it is nice like watching like discover all these older mechanics like the poison, or even like the pre-physical special split, you know, the no experience share, or it's like the experience share was just an item, a held item that you put on a specific Pokemon, so they get half the experience, which that is one hot debate I have seen in the Pokemon community, is the experience share. The modern experience share is a hot topic, and my take is sometimes I just not a fan of it, but like I understand why people like it, I understand why people don't like it. I'm kind of in the middle, because everyone's like, oh, since Gen 6 you get so over leveled in Gen 6 and 7 are terrible examples, because you can turn on and off the experience share in 6 and 7. Whereas in Gen 8 and Gen 9, they are permanent. They are permanent additions. Why are we... Hello, I'm open. From downtown. Okay, it's fine. So, the experience share didn't become permanent until Sword and Shield. And here's my thing. I don't mind experience for all of my Pokemon in a battle. I do wish it was kind of like the balancing has gotten better in, you know, Gens 8 and 9, but I wish it wasn't permanent. I wish there was a way to turn it off, on and off, like you did in, you know, Gen 6 and Gen 7. Because, like, when it was first implemented in Gen 6, and it was a key item that you can, you know, turn on and off. The balancing was kind of insane. When I say insane, there was no balancing. There was zero balancing in the X and Y experience. So even in a casual playthrough for me, I was constantly turning on and off the experience. If I got to be like somewhat like on par or over leveled a little bit, I would go in and turn it off and play for a little bit until I would get to a struggle point. Then I would turn the experience share back on and then like rinse and repeat. So, like the modern experience share isn't necessarily a problem. I just wish there was an option for those who don't want it or feel like they are too over leveled in a way. So, yeah, that's my take. And it's like having the experience share item is cool for helping train your Pokemon. I always end up under-leveled no matter what I do in any Pokemon game, so it really doesn't help me a whole lot. And it's good for catching a new team member and not having to switch train all the time. It is nice in that regard. Oh, I'm in charge. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's nice in that regard when you catch a new Pokemon, but like just to have it like in your party, sometimes I forget a Pokemon even has it and they end up way over leveled anyway. So, it's usually what happens to me. This one, I think. Look at me, I'm a genius. I have eyes, man. Crazy how I have eyes. It's insane. Yeah, peachy. Look at me earning money just to get it stolen again. Because that seems to be the trend. I get money and then it gets taken away from me. So it's like, there are good and bad things that have been implemented over the years in Pokemon. And, you know, again, good and bad. There's nuance to everything. Not everything is, you know, as, you know, cut and dry as people like to make it out to be. Dude! Again, see, this is what I mean. Like, I get money and only for it to get given away. Ugh. It's always Yoshi, too. He's always taking the money. Yoshi and Mario. So, I know me and Vegito talked about this, and, like, there's one thing that, like, we do kind of miss from, like, newer games is getting experience upon catching Pokemon. That wasn't implemented until Gen 6, which it should have been implemented a lot earlier, because, like, it's like if your Pokemon fight, they should get experience. So, that's one of the things that we're, you know, glad the modern Pokemon games have, and kind of wish the older games had. And I wish there was a toggle for the experience share, you know? And it's like, having a permanent experience share makes sense for, like, the Legends games. It makes sense because it's like, the Legends games, the whole point is just catching Pokemon. That's the whole point. You just catch a Pokemon here and there, using whatever you got. And it's like, it makes sense for everyone on your team to get experience from doing everything. So, that just makes the most sense. But, like, a mainline Pokemon game where, you know, turn-based combat, you know, I feel like you should be able to toggle on and off the experience. If you want to do it the old-fashioned way, do it the old-fashioned way. If you want to do it the new way, do it the new way. Let people have a choice. And I feel like that is definitely something that they could do, is let people have a choice in the matter.
Ready?
Whee! And also, just because I don't mind, you know, having the experience share on all my Pokemon doesn't mean, you know, I'm one of those like, oh, it should always be this way. Like, no. Again, there's nuance to everything. Just because I like something in a modern Pokemon game doesn't mean I'm a dude bro, you know? So again, a lot of things have nuance that a lot of people on the internet just don't understand. Okay. Let's see how we did. I was just kind of coasting, honestly. Minigame star is me. Hello. I think I have the coin star because I had like 125 at one point. Tis me again. I win. I won with that. This is me again. Clean sweep. I mean, did we have ever any doubt? There may have been a little bit of doubt, I'm gonna be real. But no doubt. We are not pressing X to doubt. We are not. Alright, we're here. We gotta save the Yoshis. We gotta reunite them. It's gonna be weird not seeing all three Yoshis, but it's fine. I played as Peach today. Because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Look at them!
And I now pronounce you Yoshi and Yoshi. Goodbye, Mario. You are not objecting to this wedding. married the Yoshis. Peachy's got it. Peachy is a superstar.
8 stars, baby! And Mario is the loser. This is what you get for attacking me constantly. 382 in minigames. Yep, 125. Grab bag screwed me up because I tried getting more. 10. Wow! I had a lot. I spent a fifth of the game on happening spaces. Crazy. Lots of one player. Quite a few chance times. I think the only detrimental one I had was trading coins with Yoshi. I think Mario caused that one. And a handful of Bowsers. Not too bad, not too bad. That was a pretty good Mario Party board. Just going back to the original. Even though I didn't get my coins doubled, but that's okay. That's okay. Alright. So, with that, look at our birthday cake! Our birthday cake title screen, Mario Party TM. Also, by the way, I didn't learn this till like a few years ago. You can press start on this screen and you can see your records, what items you have active, coins, stars, and then you can see how many times a board has been played, how many stars has been collected on, I would assume, each board. That's crazy. So we have played... I think I've played DQ's Jungle Adventure the most because that was the board I would put it on to like grind stars to get to 100. So that's probably why. I also played Yoshi's Tropical Island a bunch because I like that one. But yeah, you can press start on this screen and get the stuff, which is kind of neat. I did not know about that until a few years ago. I think I opened up the Mario Party manual that we bought a few years ago at a game store that I used to own, but I cannot find it. But we bought one at a game store. And it's like, you can do that. You can press start on this, like, you know, main hub. And it's like, oh my god, I didn't know you could do that. So, that'll be it for today. Let's see, anyone? At least not right up front. Nothing there. I'm just double checking things. Making sure. Anyway, I don't know, because Blue said she was running errands, and it's on her schedule that she's going live today, but I don't know what she's doing. Schedule for the week was Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We come back to Pokemon Legends ZA to do more rinse and repeating, because that is one thing about the Mega Dimensions DLC, is there's a lot of repetition, monotony almost, I've heard grindy when it comes to Mega Dimensions. But it is more the same, rinse and repeat, but like also the main story is that way too. But you know, we're making donuts, going into hyperspace, getting berries to make more powerful donuts, you know, all that. So we're kind of in the grind, and I don't know how much longer we're gonna be. It's gonna be a minute, I think. But I do understand the DLC is kind of repetitive in a way. So I totally understand on that front. And Thursday it'll be more Mario Party. It might be Mario Party 1 again. It might be something else. I don't know. I don't know. Carblusa! Hello, Blue! We are about to end, so... Right on time. I was just thinking about you. Also, speaking of Thursday, Thursday evening-ish, I'll be on Blue's channel on Thursday playing Human Fall Flat. So if you enjoy the Blue and Tessa Power Hour, you're in luck. This Thursday, we'll be playing Human Fall Flat. I think the last time we tried playing together, bad things happened on my end IRL. It was just not a good day for, like, just the two of us. But no, I'm not ready yet. I just sat down. Well, too bad. I'm rushing you, I guess. I don't know, because I'm ending. And I also really got a pee, so let's... I kid. But yeah. Yeah, if you enjoyed Blue Test Power Hour, Human Fall Flat is this Thursday over on Blue's channel. So yeah, and then Friday is more Pokemon. And I know we've been in the grind of Final Fantasy and Pokemon Legends EA for months now, because I started both games in December, I'm pretty sure. And I've been on them for a while. Final Fantasy will definitely last a hot minute, because I think we're like mid-game? Or almost. We're in the second third of the game. We're in like the middle act of the game. But like with Pokemon, we're in the DLC, but it is very grindy, and I honestly don't even know how much off-stream I could get away with. Because I think once you reach the amount of like research points, it like tells you like, hey, you got enough, and it's like, it throws you into story, or like marks a story, go to Corbo's office or whatever. I don't know, so I'll figure that out. And if there's a way for me to do like all like the grindy bits off stream and save you guys from that, then I'll do it. Because it's one of those, I don't mind watching someone do like the boring bits if they're entertaining enough. And I probably could be entertaining enough, but sometimes I feel like I'm just not entertaining enough. You know? I'm sure some people would, you know, disagree with me not being entertaining, but like, there's some things that I wouldn't want to sit down and watch and be, you know, have it be like super duper repetitive, because like I can only make something entertaining so much. You know? Speedrun Patreon stuff, no worries, you're good. Yeah, I understand the computer being slow, because like, sometimes I have issues with that on my laptop, and then at the beginning of stream was kind of bad in the technical difficulty department. Because everything was fine, and then I checked OBS when I started talking with my spiel, my opening spiel, and I adjusted my mic and everything else went to shit. And it's like, all I did was move my microphone. That's all I did. And then I have like all just shy of 3,600 dropped frames, and that was just in the beginning. Luckily, it kind of fixed itself, but like, man, OBS was really having a conniption with me. So, yes, that's entertaining. Well, thank you. Sometimes I feel like I'm not super duper entertaining, and I often like repeat myself or just talk about things like no one cares about, but it's like, I just yap to yap, I guess. So, but it's like, I'll listen to other people yap about stuff, but it's one of those, like, as an artist, or like, you know, you hone your craft, but you are the most critical of your own stuff, whereas like someone else can do like the same thing you're doing, and you're like, yes, they're doing it perfectly, they are doing amazing, and then when you do the same exact thing, it's like, oh, I'm terrible, I suck, I'm not good enough. So it's just a lot of that. Did you win the Mario Party today? I did! I did win Mario Party today. I won by 4 stars today. And with a clean sweep of the bonus stars, I did it. I did the Mario Party. Do 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 do. So yeah. There really isn't much else to really say. What should the raid message be? I don't know what the raid message should be. Nothing really. Nothing. I don't even know, man. I don't know. Sometimes it's like nothing like really major happened. Just I got my money stolen from me a bunch. If you need to end, it's okay. I understand. I mean, I do really need to pee, so we may just end. Ah! Dropped my green tea bottle. We may just end, because, like, man, I really need to pee, and Blue ain't ready yet. It's fine. So yeah, tomorrow is Pokemon. We'll just kind of get a feel for, what we can and can't do, what I can and can't get away with off stream, and just, and just, like, go from there. And then Thursday, we might come back to Mario Party 1, we might do Mario Party 2. I don't know. It's still a work in progress. Thanks, Blue. I appreciate you. So yeah, we'll just end. We'll just end. I won't raid yet. So, Mondays are Final Fantasy 16. Tuesdays and Thursdays are Mario Party, and Wednesdays and Fridays are Pokemon Legends EA. So thank you everyone for coming out and hanging out, and we will see you next time.